So, Jessica, U.S. President Donald Trump is painting a bad economic picture if the U.S. stays in the agreement.
He absolutely did, Elaine. And of course, so many countries, the majority of the world's countries and territories did sign that accord. And now the real question is, what will happen to America's relationships with the rest of the world?
The White House sending representatives to back up the president.
Yesterday was a big service to this country, I will tell you.
The top U.S. environmental official refused to address whether Trump believes in man-made climate change. But EPA Administrator Scott Pruitt admitted there's a human factor.
Global warming is occurring. Measuring with precision, from my perspective, the degree of human contribution is very challenging.
Like the president, Pruitt says Paris unfairly held the U.S. to higher standards than developing nations like India and China. He says the U.S. is not disengaging from environmental protection. It just wants to renegotiate how it goes about it.
We have nothing to be apologetic about as a country. We have reduced our CO2 footprint to levels of the early 1990s.
Pruitt says the U.S. will try to get a better deal or start over. But the leaders of Italy, Germany, and France said the agreement can't be renegotiated.
What are the steps that the administration is taking to engage internationally?
He looks forward to talking to leaders in both parties about a way forward and reasonable ways in which we can engage in that. And then he'll obviously continue to talk to world leaders, but that's a process that has to evolve.
According to the group Climate Interactive, the U.S. was responsible for 1/5 of the total cuts to emissions pledged under the agreement. Backing out will make it a lot more expensive for other countries to comply, especially nations in the developing world. And climate cooperation has been a linchpin in friendly U.S.-China relations. Now it will be a source of strain.
Do you envision some other cooperation on the area of climate with the Chinese government?
The great thing about this issue is that the relationship that the president has and continues to build with President Xi is one that will allow them to move forward.
And in a sign that Trump is really trying to manage the fallout of his decision, he did speak with the leaders of the UK, Germany, France, and Canada after making that announcement. But I would add that the White House statement also said that he reassured them of the transatlantic alliance and its strength, as well as his commitment to environmental protection, Elaine.
So what is the U.S. view of global climate cooperation now?
Well, what's interesting is if you ask EPA Administrator Scott Pruitt that question, he would say selling U.S. green technology to other countries to help them get better at emissions reductions. But of course, Germany and China are also very advanced in that area. And staying competitive in renewable energy was actually a prime reason that the U.S. business community encouraged the president to stay in the accord.
All right, Jessica Stone live for us there at the White House.